Thor vs. Raiden. Episode 21 Marvel vs. Mortal Kombat. Who is the ultimate god of thunder? The mightiest Asgardian battles Earthrealm's cunning defender. Who will win? Thor vs. Raiden is the 21st episode of Death Battle, featuring Thor Odinson from Marvel Comics and Lord Raiden from the Mortal Kombat series in a battle between gods of thunder. Interlude. Whiz. The gods of thunder may endure eternal rule, but in the ring together, they are anything but immortal. Boomstick, the mighty Thor, Prince of Asgard. Whiz, and Lord Raiden, Defender of Earthrealm. Boomstick, he's Whiz and I'm Boomstick. Whiz, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win. A death battle. Thor Odinson. Boomstick. In Norse mythology, Thor is the god of thunder, strength, healing, and oak trees? Well, regardless, he was badass enough to get his own comic book. Whiz. Thor Odinson was conceived between the Allfather and Earth's elder goddess with the intent of creating the strongest man in the universe. He can lift over 1,000,000 tons, move at supersonic speeds, never feel exhaustion, survive the vacuum of space, and talk with frogs. Boomstick. He's immune to poison, burns, and electrocution, and he can survive the heat of the sun or even a planet-bursting explosion. Well, I guess that's what happens when God bangs the earth. Whiz. While Thor is not invulnerable, he is augmented by his godly status and a fraction of the all-powerful Odin force sealed within Mjolnir, his enchanted hammer. Boomstick, that's his weapon? That thing is way too tiny. I mean, if he was the god of mending fences or something, I guess I could say. Whiz. Mjolnir is mystically bound to Thor, and obeys him as if it were alive. And if it were any larger, it would be too heavy to wield. Boomstick. So it's not the size of the hammer, it's how he uses it. Whiz. It was forged by dwarves using the core of a dying star, which went supernova and killed all the dinosaurs. Boomstick. Yeah, forget anything that I said earlier. I'm liking the dino slaughtering hammer. Where can I get one? Whiz. Mjolnir can only be wielded by Thor. Boomstick. Ah. Whiz. Although there is a workaround. Red Hulk once carried the hammer into space because Thor was still holding onto it, which may be one of the dumbest technicalities ever. Boomstick. But Mjolnir is not the only thing in Thor's arsenal. He wears the Belt of Strength which, surprise, doubles his already powerful might. Whiz. And naturally, as the god of thunder, Thor can manipulate the weather. Storms, tornadoes, the wind. He can even summon deadly bolts of lightning. Boomstick. He also has some control over the earth. He can make earthquakes that span entire continents. Whiz. Thor has fought and defeated many of the most powerful warriors in the Marvel Universe. He's mastered enough martial arts to box Captain America to a standstill and has even overpowered the Hulk. Although, in the past, he could lose his powers when separated from his hammer. Boomstick. Which is pretty stupid, considering his main method of attack is throwing the damn thing. Whiz. But through some convoluted magic absurdity, this is no longer a problem. In fact, he has no specific physical weaknesses, though he suffers from a superiority complex. Arrogant and eager to fight, he often ignores even the most perceptible risks. Boomstick. I like him. Thor hits a frost giant with Mjolnir, knocking him into an icy wall. Thor. Next. Lord Raiden. Raiden. Whiz. According to Japanese legend, Raiden is the god of thunder and storms who, when angered, devours the stomachs of children as they sleep. Boomstick. Child haggis. Just like Mom used to make. Well, whenever he's had his fill of defenseless, sleeping children, I guess he decided to protect the Earth from evil. Whiz. Raiden is the defender of Earthrealm and a key leader in shielding it from the forces of Shao Kahn's Outworld. Boomstick. He's a master of several fighting styles, and amps them up with powerful electric attacks. He sometimes wields a wooden staff, but generally prefers his fists. Whiz. From the mobile kicks of Taekwondo to the anti-armor combat of Jiu-Jitsu, Raiden's wide variety of fighting styles complement each other perfectly to take down any kind of opponent. Boomstick. This thunder god used several lightning-charged special attacks, like the Vicinity Blast, Electric Fly, and the Shocking Touch. Not to mention, when finishing his foes, he discharges so much electricity into them that they combust. The sheer power of these lightning attacks apparently overload his brain, causing him to spout out random gibberish in mid-attack. Raiden uses his electric fly on Jax. Death battle. Thor then slams the ground, summoning an earthquake, which causes Raiden to stumble. Raiden flies downward, first hitting a rock formation with his back, then lands to the ground. Thor. Results. Boomstick. Well, at least Raiden finally found his place in the sun. Comparison. Trivia. Production. Other. This is the third fighting game vs non-fighting game themed episode, after Hager vs Zangief and Yoshi vs Richter. And with the next 6 being Pikachu vs Blanka, Guts vs Nightmare, Hercule Satan vs Dan Hibiki, Johnny Cage vs Captain Falcon, Black Canary vs Sindel, and Guro vs Machamp.